Hi, welcome back to It's Loud in Here. Do, I'm not going to take Nutrafol because I have too much hair, but these baby hairs, man, and I'm going to blame the humidities because Maryland is on one right now and it has been sweaty and it has been humid. And do you see these little babies? All right, so in any case, so hi, how are you? Welcome back. I I've had a very loud brain recently. I've been very overstimulated, so I thought I would try to do one of these tonight while I was sitting in a loud brain. And here we are. And I've been feeling kind of, I don't know, I guess I've been feeling kind of witchy, cunty. And I got this in Myrtle Beach at the 80 store that I love at that weird little Broadway by the thing with the Ripleys. And if you've been to Myrtle and they got all those fishies with the feeties, you know what I mean? There's a thing. And it's got the Margaritaville. It's the thing. It's in like the middle of Myrtle. It's not at the boardwalk at the beach, but it's the Broadway. In any case, it's the craft. See? And then one of my favorite scenes in this movie is when Fairuza Balk kills Skeet Ulrich and she gets him to like fall out the window without actually pushing him with her magic because she invokes Minal. And he's saying something to her, like he's just, I don't know, he's talking shit because men. And she's like, you don't even exist to me. And that's just how I feel about way too many people on this planet right now is you don't even exist to me. So yeah, so this is how I feel right now. It's a little bit of this. So yeah, it's been a long life. It feels like right now, and my brain's just been really, really loud. I was talking to my sister about it today, and I guess like it's funny because I think I said this before. Like I think that some people find I don't think therapist is right, but I do think there might be like ADHD or like I put on jean shorts because the ones I had on were super, super little. And I was like, I don't know how I can sit in these without exposing all my lady bits to you guys, but I'm going to figure it out because I'm not comfortable this. So I was talking to her, and I think that they're like almost like little managers or whatever who help you try to figure out how to manage your life with. I don't know. I want to use Asperger's. I really do. I just want to use Asperger's because again, so many people just I'm autistic. Shh. Um, they just kind of help you try to manage your life within, and I know that there are people that will try to help you manage your ADHD, and I don't do that. I just try to keep it moving and try to figure it out, and try to pay attention to myself. And what normally ends up happening is I say yes to way too many things and I realize I'm drowning, and then I got to dig myself out, and that's where I'm at right now is I'm digging myself out. Ooh, so I've been drowning a little bit, and I uh I just didn't really realize it until I was drowning. And I figured out that I was drowning. I was driving back from softball on Friday night and I got lost. And by lost, loose term, I went east instead of west, which is only dumb because I know that I live west. I play in Glen Burnie and I live in Frederick, and Frederick is west from Glen Burnie. So north and south might get weird, but I know that I live west. Everything that way, I live west. So I shouldn't have gone east. I was just on the phone and I was trying to drive and I was on the phone and I was holding the phone because my radio doesn't work. I never got it fixed, and I spent money on a lot of other stuff, but not fixing my radio. I got a little JBL. So I was talking in the speakerphone. I was holding the phone, and the GPS was in my hand. Wasn't paying attention. I just went the wrong way. I had to go up and exit, make a U-turn. It wasn't a big deal. But when I was on the phone with Russ, I overreacted to him asking me how did I get lost if I go that way all the time, and I snapped at him. And that was when I realized that I was hypersensitive, and so all of my senses were up, right? And that happens when I got too much. Like the next morning, I woke up and my dogs were barking. I don't know if you know this. It's crazy that this happens. Dogs bark. Amazing how that works, right? But they weren't just barking. It was like they were at the pitch that makes my migraines want to murder me. But I didn't have a migraine. They were just that loud. But again, I didn't have the migraine, so it wasn't painful. It was just the pitch was like oh god, it was offensive. It was like my little sister likes to call me. I love my little sister. I love my little sister, but she likes to call me, and she likes to call me when her seatbelt is not buckled. And she likes to say that she always calls me right when she gets in the car. and she hasn't had a chance to buckle her seatbelt, but she had a chance to start driving because it's not like you sit in the car, you start the car, the buckle goes off. The buckle goes off when you start moving. I have that in my car. You know why? Because I'm a grown up. And so like what happens is I sit in the car and then I start driving and I hit a certain speed and then it goes off, right? So it's not like you sit and it goes off and then that's it. No, you have the time to get in the car and drive, and then it started going off. And you called me in the process of all of that happening. The seatbelt noise does it to me every time, every time. So my dogs were barking, and the barking was too loud, and the sun was too bright. And I started paying attention, and all of my senses were off, like off. Everything was. I was in sensory overload, and I went to my friend's 40th birthday party on Saturday, and I was aware of what was happening, and I wasn't not going to go because I care about her. And I'm also one of those people today that when I say I'm going to go somewhere, I really try to go there unless I have a migraine, which currently we're not having because Tobamax, despite the fact that I haven't had a soda in over 2 weeks, which yay boo, I have not also had a migraine in over 3 weeks, so that's a really big deal, and that's awesome. So I go to things that I say I'm going to go to, and I care about this friend, so I went to a birthday party, and I was standing in our kitchen, and there were a ton of people eating and talking, and it was loud, and there was this kid there, and he's just not a very good kid, and that happens. Some kids aren't great kids, and I know when people are like, they're children. Well, you know what? People aren't just like they grew up in poof douchebags. Sometimes people are douchebags as children. Sometimes people are bitches as children. Children suck too, and a lot of that has to do with parenting, and sometimes it's just the children. But whatever, this kid just, I don't know. I think he's at least got one parent in that's an alcoholic or an addict, and he just isn't managed well, and he's just annoying. And he was touching me, and it was too much. It was so much, and my friends were like, "There's a lot going on in here," and I was like, "There really is," and I almost burst into tears when they pointed out that there was just a ton of stimulation, and so they were like, "We should go outside," and we did, and it helped. And I've just been on one, man. I've just been on one, and I have I had softball Sunday morning, and I had softball Sunday night, and I had softball Monday night, and yesterday I didn't have to work. And what ended up happening, because I've been so big in the overload, is that yesterday I didn't do a thing, and I should have. I should have done laundry. I should have vacuumed. Like, my house is covered in dog hair. And I woke up this morning before work and I realized I hadn't washed my work towels, and I had to throw those in before I went to work today. So I was behind. Because I've just taken on too much. And I mean, it's not like it's an aggressive stuff. I don't have kids, right? So I have hours during the day, but playing softball 3 days a week and adding in horseback riding and driving hours away to go to AA meetings to see friends celebrate, and all the places that I go to play softball, it adds up, and you work and you don't always want to be doing things. And we spread our time so thin because they say that we should be working. In theory, we work like 8 hours a day, and then we're supposed to be sleeping. We're supposed to get at least 8 hours of sleep a day. Well, that's ridiculous. Does anybody get 8 hours of sleep? I think I average like 5 or 6, maybe on a good day. But that right there is at least 14 hours of the day. I don't know, man. So yeah, I'm just. But yeah, so I was talking to my sister about that today, and literally just trying not to pull my own hair out, and just trying to figure out how not to drown in my own brain, and trying to figure out how to keep 3 dogs alive and keep any kind of food in this house that I'll actually eat, and make sure that I sustain myself, and make sure there's water for me to take to work and take to softball, and have clean socks and enough sports bras, because it is so gross outside. It is so sweaty. And sunblock. I got sunburnt 2 Sundays ago. I went to softball practice. I ended up taking off my shirt because it's so hot. I played in my sports bra. And I am tan. I am tan. I'm not a little bit, I am a tan girl. And I was like, I'm not going to get burnt. I'm tan. Well, I was wrong. I got burnt. I didn't just get burnt on my shoulders. My lips are still burnt and chapped, and I'm peeling a little bit on my shoulders. It's not a big deal. I had to spend like the hottest week we've had in so long. It was like heat index of 108 and stuff, and I was spending a week sitting on my leather couch on a blanket because I would stick and it would hurt, and it's just dumb. because I didn't go get sunburned because I don't know. I don't know. And then at a horseback riding lesson, I didn't wear tall socks with my tall boots because I was like, I'm just doing that. So they felt better against my jeans. So I didn't wear them. So I got blisters and just, I'm smarter than my actions sometimes. And I just had some dumb 43-year-old moments recently. And I'm still adjusting to the migraine medication that makes my brain a little bit foggy as I'm making so much saliva because I just drank some Gatorade, and Gatorade is my new treat. So that's cool. Like I was thinking about it, and I think I've had caffeine twice since I gave up soda because I don't drink coffee. Like sometimes I have a frappuccino because I like sugar. Oh God, I don't know when this happened, but I became straight edge. Awesome. So I guess it's great that I still watch porn. I don't know, so it's a weird bag when you figure out that you're overwhelmed and everything is just beating against the inside of your brain, and you really don't. And I know that it's everybody, right? It's not just people with ADHD or autism, idiots. It's everybody, right? You really don't know what you're doing to yourself until you're doing it. And I really didn't realize. Like this is why I know that I'm not gonna this is not bad. I mean, I waited a minute before I messed with my hair this time, besides the little baby hairs. So like I took I took classes back. I don't know if I've ever talked about this. I took classes back in the spring of 2021. I only had 3 classes to get an associate's degree in psychology. But it was like I was fighting for my life with my ADHD, and after that, and between like that and cleaning houses and my friends and I was like, I can't. Trying to manage all of it, like every single day, I felt like I was failing. I thought I was burning everything down. I thought I was failing at work. I thought I was failing with my friends. I thought I was failing at being sober. I thought I was failing at school. I made dean's list. I got my associates, but I thought I was burning everything to the ground at every moment. And so that was a semester where I realized that I was not going to do the thing that I thought I was going to do, where I was going to go all the way to get my PhD in psychiatry. The way that you can hyper focus on something and have these dreams. I do still think that I should be a race car driver. I just the way that I maneuver. But I legitimately thought that I was just gonna, and help be captain save a drug addict on the streets, man. I was gonna have a practice during the week, and then on the weekends I was gonna go do pro bono psychiatry work to the homeless, because the comorbidity between drug addiction and mental health is huge, right? A lot of people really are self-medicating their mental health illness. Not to mention, a lot of the homeless population, man, you know, not to get into that, because, they are about to cut healthcare for like 17 million people. Big, beautiful bill. Yeah, I've been, pay attention to politics, but I don't know. I've just gotten so disenfranchised with it, and I just I people send me things, and I just don't I don't know, and I'm not paying attention, and I'm not going to be that person like buries her head in the sand because she's just tired of it, right? But like last week, I posted this thing, and it was like guns have more rights than women, and this dude. Every time it's a dude, I don't even know if I talked about this last time. I don't think I did. I don't know. I can't remember, right? But he was like, "You're serious," and I was like, "Well, they used a woman's body as an incubator in Georgia. They wouldn't let her family pull the plug when she was brain dead, and because she was 9 weeks pregnant when she went brain dead, and they kept her on machines. And then they cut the baby out, right? But they won't reform gun laws because of the Second Amendment." And his response, when I said the thing about guns, he was like, "It's my constitutional right to own a gun." And I was like, "Well, I don't feel like I should need a constitutional right to health care. I mean, kill me. I just exist and I should just get health care. Crazy." And and then he was like, but abortion. And I was like, Look, man, I'm talking healthcare. Like, that wasn't about abortion. That was about a woman being used as an incubator. But again, like, under the umbrella of abortion, man, women do die. And I was like, look, Trixie Guns, man, #1 killer of children. Children. Oh, we love to watch kids die. Tell me one more time about abortion, but guns. You love to watch kids die, right? And so what he came back at me with was, in 2023, only 3,500 children were killed by guns. Only 3,500 children were killed by guns in 2023. And then he was like, 2.5 million children were killed by abortion. I was like, first of all, those are cells. Don't do that. Don't do that. Those aren't children. Second of all, shut the fuck up. 3,500 children shouldn't be killed by guns, so don't. And I don't want to take the guns. I'm not saying that, but some reform. Come on, num num. And you're a cop. Shut up. Also, I read this great meme today, and there was a guy going, my abortion says abortion's wrong, so abortion should be wrong for everybody. And then there's this vegan, it's like, I don't eat meat, so no one should eat meat. And Christian's like, but that's ridiculous. Ridiculous. And the vegan goes, I agree. Cause duh. So yeah, I mean, the Senate did some more, not the Senate, the Supreme Court did some stuff with Medicaid not being necessarily available at Planned Parenthood. I don't know. When people see Planned Parenthood, they just assume abortion. They're fucking idiots. It does so much for women. It does so much for women, especially in poor areas, because we actually deserve to have cancer screenings because our vaginas are important. I mean, we can't have those babies you want us to have. Access to birth control, information, STD screenings, and HIV, and just all the things. So yeah, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. This country's a weird one. So I did do horseback riding lessons again. I went for #2, which is when I got my blisters, and I took mints this time. It was a mistake to take mints and give them first, is what I discovered, because then when I went riding, she was not very motivated. And so I think I was doing the right things, but she was not as motivated. And I was taught to sit properly, and that is pelvis forward. And I don't know if you've ever sat it's like you gotta sit tits up, shoulders back, like this, and pelvis forward, all at the exact same. There's a lot, right? And it's all thighs. And so I have that big, right? That thing, that thigh tattoo, right? So when I got that done, I thought it was gonna be the easiest tattoo of my life. Because I'm like, I have thighs, right? No one ever called me petite. And I've never been thought fragile. And it always bothered me that I fell down when I was drunk. Because I used to have this guy, I don't know if I talked about this. I used to have this bar customer that looked like Humpty Dumpty. And the Tweedledee and Tweedledum twins in the Alice in Wonderland cartoon, where there are these big apples on these sticks, right? I'm spitting. And he had these baby legs, and he was this big round guy, and he always had bad breath because he smoked cigars. And he never fell down when he was drunk. And I have sturdy legs. I got nice legs. We got stems, right? And I just always fell down. But so I thought my thighs were muscle. And what I found out when I started getting tattooed is that I was very, very wrong, and that I don't lift my legs when I walk. And so my muscle stops here or something. All of this is just, I just shuffle my feet. And so you don't use your upper leg if you don't lift your, it's just not muscle, right? And so the horse girls, whoo, they are nutty. So yeah, it was rough. It was hard on my legs. And I went and saw Jordan Jensen. I went and saw her Friday, 2 Fridays, us Friday? 2 Fridays? I don't know. But I didn't get home from DC and into bed until after 2 a.m. That was another thing. That was rough. I don't do that. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. And I'm glad. I love that everything I do, I get to remember all of it. I love that I don't have to go out for cigarettes anymore, because I missed a lot of shows, parts because I needed a cigarette, and bathrooms and all the things. But it's hard coming home at 2 a.m. It was rough. And but Jordan Jensen is amazing, and it was a great show, and I loved it, and it was worth every moment. And her openers were great. I loved it. I was so tired the day. That was what really started the push into my brain was dead, man. So I've just been doing all the things. I got Ari Shafir next Saturday in Charlestown, and I mean, he's a weird dude. I'm excited about it. And I got, I saw last night. I've got on Saturday, it's 4th of July is this Friday. It's my favorite of the holidays. It had nothing to do with family. It was just drinking and eating and fireworks, which I don't like because my dog is afraid of them. So, but no family arguments, right? Because it's not Thanksgiving or Christmas. This is always my favorite holiday until I got sober, and then I just sit with my dog during panic attacks. But this one on Saturday, we're doing softball because normally it's on Sunday, and we're doing it at night, and so it's going to be a big potluck and fireworks, and we're calling it Star Spangled Shit Show, and it should be really fun. So much saliva. I sound like the kid from that movie, The Kid. Talk like this. You have so much spit. So yeah, so things just keep being there. And then I did decide I'm going to stop one of my leagues of softball in the fall. The one that makes me feel bad about myself, I'm not going to do anymore. I'm done letting it make me feel bad about myself, but I'm also going to not do it again. And as soon as I made that decision and I joined a different team for a recovery tournament coming up, and it's not a good team. It's not going to be good. We're probably going to lose the 2 games we play. It's going to be fun, and it's about recovery anyway, and I'm just going to go, and I'm going to actually play, and I'm going to laugh, and I'm going to smile, and I'm going to have fun. And if I sit out and watch people play, it'll be because I want to watch my friends and cheer for them. And making those decisions has helped clear the way of my brain. And so, yeah, that's what, I've just been trying to do the things that bring me joy. And I preach all these things about like, no is a full sentence and standing up for yourself and all these things. And I don't always do them. And it's so much easier to say the things like I give great advice. I take none of it. And, we really don't give ourselves the grace we give other people. And my head is so loud. It's so loud right now. I'm so tired. I am so burnt. I was thinking about it today. My friend asked me how I started cleaning houses. And I started to tell her the story. And as I was cleaning a house, I was like, I feel like my business is falling apart. It's not. It's not falling apart. I am not failing. I am not losing all of my business. I've had a couple slow weeks. People have been on vacation. I have managed to make myself have slow weeks, which has been good for me. Last week was miserable hot. It was good that it was a slow week. This week happens to be a slow week with the holiday, and it's okay. But in my head, it's you're lazy. I don't want to work anymore. I'm going to ruin this, and I don't want a job. I don't want to work anymore. And that was where I went immediately because that's, of course, I spiraled. Because that is what my brain does, and that is what I've been doing recently, which is why I am here doing a video journal, trying to get this stuff out of my brain so I can stop spiraling and stop being in this moment that is too big and too loud and too dumb, that is undeserved, because I don't need to be in this pit of nonsense any more than I already am for no reason. Yeah. Yeah, so I got that coming up, and then horseback riding lessons aren't again until next week just because I got too much stuff going on. But yeah, I mean, things go, like we've talked about before. It's not like life is out to get me. It's not like life is out to get anybody. Life is just life. Things happen. Things happen every day. Things happen every day to everybody. People get flat tires. A dude on my softball team, he announced he's pregnant today on Facebook. Pretty sure it's his 4th or 5th kid. Like, why are you doing that? God, how is nobody like? He has at least 3 kids, definitely. How have we not been fixed yet? That's so many kids, man. Why? Why do you want so many kids? And then I had the weirdest thing happen to me yesterday, and I didn't actually tell Russ about this yet. And I tell him everything, but we didn't have a chance to talk. So he had a rough day yesterday, and then I worked today, and I didn't tell him about this yet. So I was sitting there minding my own business on my day off yesterday, and I got a text message from an unknown number who knew me, and I was like, "Who is this?" And so he told me, and I found him on Facebook, and I thought it might be him. I didn't know, and I was like, "All right, I don't know who you are. You're gonna even send me a picture." I was right. I found the right guy. So then he starts. It's very obvious where the conversation is going to go. And so it went in a lewd way. Like he started hitting on me. I very quickly shut that down. First of all, the first thing I said when he said he had thought about me was, "Of course you did." And he said, "Why is that funny?" And I said, "I am at least 20 years older than you." This little boy, that just makes it hotter. Second way I shut that down. You have a girlfriend. You have a girlfriend. She does not satisfy me. I said, then you need to talk to her, break up with her. I said, have you talked to her? He said, as much as I can. I said, then you need to break up with her. Definitely don't marry her. Have you gone to therapy? I've heard all the advice, right? So then it was, well, I think you, and I was like, nope, no, no, no. I was like, I am perfectly happy by myself. No, no. I don't know how plain I can make this. It's crazy to me that it's amazing to me that when I tell someone no, it's not just that I tell them no. It's that then I have to validate that no. I have to explain it. It's not just that it's a no. It's then I gotta say, because then when I said no, then it was, what if I was single? And I was like, no, I don't want anything. I'm happy by myself with my dogs. No, no. And now here was where it got fun because I'd already explained that I don't want anything with anybody. I'd already told him he was 20 years younger than me, and I'd already called him out on his girlfriend and told him to seek therapy. I'd already done all the things, right? I'd already done all the things. Would you maybe come and talk and show my girlfriend and me what to do? I mean, like, what do you want, kid? You want me to come and grab her hand and wrap it around your penis and talk her through putting your dick in her mouth? Like, what do you want? And I was like, yeah, so I am neither qualified. I was like, I don't know you. And I am not a sex therapist. I am neither qualified nor comfortable doing that. No, no. And he was like, oh, I assumed you'd be okay with that based on the pictures you post on Facebook. Now, my profile is this is the ad is a while. This is the afternoon. And I sometimes I just wonder, does this happen to everybody? And I don't know if this happens to everybody. And I would love to say that I'm making this up. I just don't actually live in the land where I just make things up. I don't. I don't make things up. I just if I tell you something can happen, that's just who I am. And so I don't know that this stuff happens to everybody. It does happen to me. I don't know. But so he said, he was like, based on the things you post on Facebook, I just assumed you'd be okay with it. And I was like, well, what does that mean? What does that mean? Things I post on Facebook. Well, you tease. You're a tease. Told me I'm a tease on Facebook because of the pictures I post on Facebook. Huh. So the pictures I post on Facebook of myself, like my face, right? Or of me and my dogs, or of me and my friends. Like when I went on vacation with my best friend Russ, us next to each other. When I said vacation us with a heart next to it, was me implying that I would love to go and hang out with his boy, 20 years my junior, and his girlfriend of 8 years, and sit in a room and explain to them how they could get better at sex. Are you serious? Are you serious? This is not real life. This is not real life. It's not real life. And then he was offended that I did not want to do this. And then it was, I shouldn't have even asked. I'm sorry. Forget I said anything. Just, you don't get to be self-deprecating and the victim now. That's not real. I just stopped answering. That's not real. You're not the victim. You harassed me. And I thought about doing this podcast topless. I'm not going to do this topless. You would be lucky if I did this topless because I've said it before and I'll say it again. I have wonderful boobies, and I'm very proud of my 43-year-old boobies, and I think that they have stayed nice because of stress. Because my pecs, this thing, I swear, that my pecs are so tight all the time. So I think that these just haven't, and no babies. Nothing has sucked the life. I said this on Sunday. I was like, because my nipples were hard because I was sweaty and it was hot and temperatures. So my nipples were hard. My buddy was like, your nipples are hard. And I was like, yeah, well, you're welcome. And I was like, you know what else? My nipples have stayed the right size because nothing is nothing is eating the life out. And I was like, oh no, I mean, they ate. And I was like, and they laughed. I was like, thank you for finding that funny. I thought it was hilarious. I thought about doing this topless to be like, it does not matter what I put anywhere. It means Nothing. If I was naked and on Facebook, it wouldn't mean that I wanted to come to your house and play with your little baby penis and help you figure out how to fuck your girlfriend. That's not real. That's not real. I could literally post only memes about blowjobs for the rest of time, and that doesn't mean I want to suck your dick. They're just memes. I could only talk in sexual rhetoric from now until the day that I die, and it doesn't mean I want to fuck you. I could walk around with my legs wide open and a camera pointed up, a GoPro on my shoe, pointed up at my vagina with an OnlyFans that cost nothing. I could put free OnlyFans out there with my vagina pointed up, and it still wouldn't mean that I owed you a fucking thing. It means nothing. It means nothing at all. Now, my social media is exactly what it is. I am the exact same person all the time. The person that posts like the shit that I say when it's actual, like whether it's me joking, it's not a meme. That's my thoughts. They are my real thoughts. So whether it is mean, if it is funny, if it is political, it is me. It is my shit. But it is just social media. It doesn't mean you fucking know me. I have just about 5,000 fucking friends on Facebook and about 5,000 followers because I have a public profile. That's 10,000 people. Personally, I think I maybe have 10 friends. 10 real friends. 10 people that if I called them and I said, please help me, they would actually fucking come. And that might be a high guess. That might be. 10 might be reaching. It might be more like 5. Prior to getting sober, I'm going to go, I maybe had a sister. Like, I don't know the people on Facebook to ever tell me that who I am on that fucking platform makes you think that I am some type of way and that I am a tease. Suck my dick. And if I had one, it'd be fucking huge, you little piece of shit. So yeah, so that happened yesterday. Wild. Cracked me up. The audacity. The audacity. I posted a meme. Now, this was funny. I posted a meme one time and it was like, when a man hits on me, the audacity. Because again, like I have said, they always say, all you have to do is tell them no and they will go away. No is not enough. It's not enough when I'm like, no, not interested. There has to be explanation. There has to be justification. There has to be all of this backstory. No! No. No. No is a full fucking sentence that nobody fucking listens to. Because I went from no to will you be a sex therapist? Like, come on. That is bananas. And hilarious, but also bananas. And I do have receipts. They are in my recently deleted folder, which I found out about when I was getting a new phone. But I mean, like, you can't, I mean it. Like, seriously. I just can't. I just can't. Like, that's not real life. Like, people don't do, like, you see those dumb things on TikTok all the time. Also, TikTok. Now these people are on TikTok and they're doing this fucking gay ass shit where they're like, when somebody tells you, turning around and covering your mouth with your hand and pretending it's somebody else yelling at you, why are we doing that? Why is that a thing now? Why is that a thing? You guys have been screaming at people into your camera for years. You weird fucking generations younger than me are nuts. You do the dumbest shit. The dumbest shit. I am so tired of you. I am so tired of everything that you have ruined in life. I hate that I listen to people say unalived all the goddamn time. Unalived. It is the dumbest shit. Killed. Murdered. Murder, death, kill. Shut up. But yes, another screaming at themselves in the corner. Yeah, the things you see on TikTok where people tell these stories and you're like, that can't be real. That can't be real. That's not true. That's not. I would like to be a part of the raccoon distribution system if someone could make that happen for me. Like, I live in Bunnyland. I told you guys about the rats of Nim. I want, of the 10 of you that listen to this, of the 71 subscribers, if any of the subscribers actually listen to this after they've subscribed and they listen to this weekly or whenever these things come out, Could one of you please tell me if you actually watched The Rats of Nim? I'm pretty sure it's on Disney. I really need someone to tell me. I might go watch it tonight because it's now 9 o'clock and I'm probably not going to fall asleep right after this. Can we please just admit that we watched The Rats of Nim and Jonathan and the crow with the string and the box, the rock with the house and the sick mouse? I just need someone to tell me about it. And the fat orange cat, dragon might have been his name. Jonathan had a sword. They sword fought in The Rats of Nim. I just need someone to have watched it. Yeah, I would like a raccoon, man. All those stupid TikToks people find baby raccoons. Do you know what I've never found? I'm betting you know the answer. It's a baby raccoon. Or like that one TikTok where the guy stops his car because he sees a baby kitten and then like 19 come out of the wood. Zzz, zzz, woods. It was grass. It was like brush, but there was woods on it. And all these kittens. And like no one ever gives me a thing. I don't need it. I got 3 dogs. Today is the anniversary of the gotcha of my rescue. I've had that idiot for 4 years. When I first got him, I thought I ruined his life. He was so scared. He got flown to Dulles Airport in Virginia from St. Croix. And I drove down there and I got him and I brought him home and he was terrified and he wouldn't leave his crate. And Russ actually got him out of the crate the first time with a begging strip. That was a lie. That was a lie. It was a pepperoni. Yes. Those are still the favorite treat. Those are special treats. Those are on special occasion treats. So, which was really crap because then he bonded to Russ. So like Russ is his heart. Ugh. Every time Russ comes over, like stupid. Like I feed you and I'm so in any case, he wouldn't leave his crate. I slept on the floor that night and for like a month and a half, every time I came home, I had to remind him that I was safe and I was who I was. He forgot. Every single time I left the house, he forgot. He was afraid of everything. Every noise. For the dog, he was afraid of nothing now. Like, he doesn't care about sirens or thunder or lightning. Nothing. Nothing bothers him. He's afraid of everything. He's so scared. And he still takes time to figure out if he likes them. Like, all these people out there that think that when a dog is a rescue and they get adopted, that they're not acclimated if they ever have a reaction to someone ever again. These are traumatized dogs. They come from something. Almost every fucking rescue comes from something. My dog was thrown away in a dumpster in a trash bag. That dog is forever going to have a problem with strangers. He takes a good 5 minutes normally before he decides if you're safe. And that is, I will never take issue with that. I don't walk him. They hang out in my yard because he hates children. He growls at them. I think it's hilarious because children are stupid. The parents of the children don't find it so funny. I think it's hilarious. He also growls at other dogs. That one's not so funny to me, but he does growl at children. Again, hilarious. But he has a problem with strangers. And he was thrown away. And it is his God-given right to be afraid of strangers. I don't give a fuck. You know, he was thrown away with his entire litter. And so it is amazing to me that I don't have a problem with all men, especially based on that child who tried to get me to be a sex therapist with his girlfriend. God, a throuble. So, we just expect animals to just automatically love us because we think they saved them or something. We also destroy them. We ruined them before we saved them, and then we're like, but why don't they like us? Because we've ruined them, and then and if their entire world is that terrible world, we're still taking them out of that and throwing them into something new. And then we're like, haha, we saved you. Well, we terrified them first. We're a weird bag, man. Weird bag. We have had them for 4 years, and if you have 2 dogs and you think you should get a third, I gotta say, 3 is a lot more than 2. It's only one number. It is so many more dogs. I had no idea, but he sealed the deal, man. He made my life complete. He sailed our he closed the wall on our pack, man. And God, I really do love those dogs. It's stupid. I just don't know. I've never loved anything like I love those dogs. They are everything. And I was telling someone, I was talking about that. I was talking about this the other day on this, actually, when I was talking about how I spend all my life like this, like stasis mostly, which is awesome. And I chase dopamine and I go up and down. And but I think one of the main things that really gives me the ability to just be okay with this, like living in this all the time, is that I have those dogs. Because when I get home and it's been an annoying day or a sweaty day or any kind of day, and I just spent a good like half an hour petting Freddie, the rescue, Freddie Mercury, from Frederickstead, St. Croix to Frederick, Maryland. I spent a good half an hour petting him on the couch, and I don't feel like this when I am with my dogs. It is up here. They are amazing, and we just don't deserve them. And I wish that everyone that could and should would rescue. I know that there are plenty of people that shouldn't, just like plenty of people shouldn't have kids, plenty of people shouldn't have animals. But the ones that could and should. And I'm not mad at you if you shopped, because I did. I bought a dog. I had a dog bought for me, and I rescued one. And I wouldn't change a thing, man. I will. I will rescue for the rest of my life. There are too many. There are too many that don't have homes and need them. So I'll rescue for the rest of my life, and I'll probably never go without a dog again because I don't ever want to be that empty again. But yeah. So busy week, busy brain, busy life. Full. It is full. It is full of sunshine and sweat and bugs and salt in the eyes, and it's loud and it's exhausting, and I'm tired, and sometimes it feels really overwhelming, but I gotta say that I don't hate it. Like, I'm a happy girl, and the government stuff is a lot, right? Because it is. Because if you're not, if you're not on the side of this, like if this isn't what you want, and I know for a lot of us it's not, then it's not great, right? There's a lot of stuff going on that I don't like, and so it feels like a very weird, it's just a weird juxtaposition to admit that I really like my life and that I'm really happy and that my busy feels good, even though it's rough and I'm tired and I'm a little overextended. And that I'm still uncomfortable with what's happening around me. And I think it's okay. It's okay to admit that you have a good life and still be uncomfortable. It's okay to say that I am happy and I am uncomfortable. And then go to your fridge and get some. I found True Fruit recently, little milk chocolate covered strawberries, and I'm pretty happy with my discovery because they're delicious. Since I don't have soda anymore, I'm gonna eat chocolate covered strawberries out of the freezer. But yeah, so it's been a weird week. Child, man, to proposition me and then proposition me into a Lord, the kids these days. And now I sound like a grandma. So now I am a mammy. And I'm going to stop on that note, I guess. But thank you so much. I hope that everyone has a wonderful 4th of July. Don't shoot your fingers off. If you have dogs, secure them, keep them inside. Think of them. Just think of them, because most don't like fireworks. If you don't know if your dog likes fireworks, assume they don't and leave them somewhere else. But David Man Save the Empire. It's always a pleasure. Thanks for letting me unload on you guys. It really does help. So I will see you soon. Bye.